Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Your Little Castle show. I get to hang out with some cool people in life in general. I don't know why God put me on this path. I kind of do. Survived a coma. I like to share my story. I realized other people have stories to share. If we're all nice and polite and help each other and share with each other, the whole world would get along, right? Ideally.
It sure would be a good start.
Give a shout out here, Clover Band, country rock cover band. We have Adam and Fazio, the lead singer, frontman, and you see our other guest there, Kris Shewmake. He's a banjo master. We told him we're calling you a banjo master because he teaches banjo. He got signed by a label not long ago as a professional. Signed. That's a big deal.
He's a killer banjo player. Kris is incredible, and we always have a good time. And if you like country music, you like banjo, fiddle, screaming lead guitar, come hang out with us, guys. Check us out.
Well, that's back to what I'm talking about. When we're doing this stuff, you do want to find the people in the community that are impacting our little planet, because there's just so much on this little planet that is difficult. Life is not easy, right? So you want to find the things that bring joy, make us forget about our problems sometimes. And that's why I love music. So I get to pick my friends, my buddies up and say, hey guys, why don't you come on my show? I think you're cool. If we just became friends or if we've been friends for 30 years, I'm bringing my buddies on the show because I think they do awesome things that help the community. Thanks you guys for joining me here today.
Well, thanks for having us. And no, we're lucky to know you and be friends with the Cardinal Cowboy. And you're kind of an icon here in St. Louis. So anytime that we see you at shows, we're excited to have you with us, man.
Well, I appreciate that. Thank you. And then we bring rock stars in the building. Kris, I mean, you got a contract. What's it like? All your life, how long have you been playing music?
Well, first off, man, I just want to say thanks for having me on here, Cowboy. And I've been playing since I was about 15. I started playing in local bluegrass bands when I was early 20s. And then I played with a band called Riverbend Bluegrass for about 10 years, something like that. We put out 3 albums and got signed with EMG Records near the end of my run with them.
Wow. Yeah. That is so cool. And I would say that's really a shout out to this gentleman, right, to my immediate right, Clover Band, Adam, because Adam is doing amazing things and can call a famous banjo guy out and say, hey, I want you to be part of my band. And he says, abso-friggin-lutely, right?
Well, yeah, there's definitely a cool scene here in St. Louis, St. Charles, and a good community with musicians that help each other out and help each other network, and that's how I was introduced to Kris. And we actually met down at the Honky Tonk on Main Street on a Monday night, like last year in December. Does that sound right?
About a year.
And yeah, we've been playing together ever since. I was really impressed with what he was doing. I think everybody was impressed, and he's been an awesome addition to the band, and kind of helped giving us a unique sound. And we have a great time. It's a lot of fun, and we get to play a lot of great venues and work with a lot of great people, so it's a good time.
Well, that's back to we had a pretty good, we made a demo run, and then the computer crashed. Yeah. But we had a good conversation. I want to duplicate some of the content we were creating there, because literally, like, you guys impact lives. This show is all about highlighting the leaders in the community that help people to develop and create their own little castle, right? So the show's called Your Little Castle.
I like that.
And there's a lot of people that go into that, no matter whether it's a roofing guy, a siding guy, a construction guy. We've had my first guest was a pastor. You knew David Rispoli, Pastor Rispoli. He's a marriage counselor too. I said, David, I'd love for you to be on my show. He's like, let's do this. And I mean, the whole community in every little city, every little town, generally ties together. You know, St. Louis is known for being one big town. It's the biggest town in the country.
You're 20 minutes from anywhere in St. Louis, so you're only 20 minutes from a Clover show. You know?
That's true. But isn't that the way this world works? So you got people that support you, and then Kris is like, I support you, man. You're a rock star, and I'm coming to help you. You guys, how long this thing you've been going, and how far you want to take this thing, Adam?
Well, this is all I've been doing now for about a year and a half. I play 3-4 times a week. Every Friday and Saturday, the band's somewhere. And then every Sunday night, I'm down on Main Street at the New Midwestern We do a trio show down there. In about an hour, we're going to leave here and head down to Main Street and play some music. So there's a cool scene where a lot of locals come and support the musicians and the venues. And like I said, we're just lucky to be part of it. I don't plan on stopping. I mean, this is definitely the beginning. We're working on some original music. We've got dates all over the area, kind of really all over the Midwest this summer. And we're just trying to grind, work it out, and try to create something special. I don't know if we're going to change the world, but we're going to have a lot of fun along the way.
Well, you keep doing what you're doing. I mean, Kris, how exciting is this for you? Somebody's been doing music for how long? You said that prior. I might have already forgot, but
I've been playing a long time. I have a lot of fun playing with Adam and Clover. It's a high energy show. I get to be as much of a performer as I am a musician. I love having the crowd there to root us on. I'm sure you know what that's like.
Oh yeah, that's my number one goal. I'm a super fan. Everybody, if you want to know my actual designation is, they call us super fans, and that's because we are fanatical about whatever it is. I'm fanatical about life. After going through my coma, lucky to be here. I love highlighting the people that. Thank you. The people that are helping other people get through it. That's why music to me is so important. I keep bringing on. Steve Ewing's been on here. Frankie from Dr. Z's been on. Rick Schrader's been on. And a couple other people that are just, I go through the list, but you guys really impact our little planet to help people get a reprieve from their daily grind, because they were working for the man all day long, pushing papers or lifting boxes or whatever they were doing. Or maybe just serving food, or what? Serving food is probably the most important things you can do. Or they're just a doctor. Like, tell me about some of the doctors I know. I'm like, they're people too. I love my doctor buddies. I love my lawyer buddies. They all need somewhere to release, because life is stressful. You can be the most famous, most highly paid. That's what I joke with some of my buddies. I'm like, they'll be the camera guy for me at an event. My dad taught me this joke a long time ago. I give him the camera. I'm like, can you be the camera guy for a minute here? And I say, this is my camera buddy. For instance, Adam's my camera guy. He's my highly priced. I didn't say highly paid.
Oh.
I said highly priced. But we're all helping each other. That's what you guys are doing. You're making a difference, helping people. Adam, I don't want to make this too crazy or weird, but I'm like, man, you got into music because you felt like you could do something to make a living, I guess, but also you do it because it's a passion that you have.
Yeah, one of the things that we were talking about before is music's, one of those things that can absolutely change your mood and put you in a good headspace, or maybe a bad headspace. And I think that people definitely use music as an escape. I see folks that I've made relationships with that come to our shows, and they tell me about some of the things they're dealing with at their home life, illnesses within the family, or deaths, or trouble with work, but they love coming to our shows because it is a way for them to take 3-4 hours out of their week and do something special that makes them feel good and has kind of a community around it. So, yeah, it's cool.
Well, and that's where I get into then, Kris. Y'all have to pick a type of music. I guess you can just be who's the one-man band guys? We've seen those guys around. I used to love those guys playing at my favorite restaurant where I got to hang out with my close friends, and some of the restaurant workers would become my best friends because they're just good people that want to enjoy life, and they're not so hoity-toity. Some of my, I'm ripping on a couple of my doctors and lawyer friends because I'm like, those guys are good, whatever. But hey, man, we're all just humans trying to figure out this way to make it.
Absolutely.
And so music can be something that unites us all from one format or the other, whether that's I was watching Dirty Mugs last night. Did some video for them. They've got their brand, which is awesome. Some of the stuff I grew up like Eazy-E and all that stuff. Some of my favorite. And then I love. I'm not actually people. You're a cowboy. You must love country music. I'm like, I can name 5 country bands maybe. George Strait, Tammy Wynette, Waylon Jennings, and then I'm stuck.
Clover.
There you go. That's a good
Brooks.
good fifth one.
Garth Brooks. And then the best band I think is the best in the whole wide world.
Clover.
That's right.
Absolutely.
Thank you. I almost missed that. I would not have forgot that, Kris. But all right, so you guys get to do this now. Why did you pick country as a format? Is that a question for you?
Well, yeah. I grew up classic rock. I love Tom Petty.
Tom Petty.
Tom Petty. My mom grew up listening to old Tom Petty records, and I saw, I think, his second to last show here in St. Louis before he died.
Really?
I saw that, and I love Joe Walsh, the Eagles. My dad was a big Beatles fan, so I kind of grew up more on the rock and roll side. But here in town, I went to Lindenwood. I grew up hanging out on Main Street. When I saw that honky tonk open up, I got fired up, and I started learning some country songs. And I mean, it wasn't maybe 4 or 5 months after that place opened that I was in there playing pretty much every couple weekends. So they got me fired up with just the community here in town.
Mostly solo
Right.
acts, right?
Right, yeah. For maybe 6 months, I was bouncing around Hannibal, Bowling Green, part of St. Charles, O'Fallon, just doing solo acoustic gigs, one-man band stuff. And then once that started picking up, I realized that if I wanted to take this serious and get to the next level, I had to find fellows like Kris and a great drummer, a great bass player, guitar players, people around me to really lift myself up and make me sound good, and it's worked out pretty well.
Well, I say you probably made a good move. I'm guessing here, but Anthony Russo was on my show not long ago.
Yeah.
And because I think he's a rock star. I think he's amazing. I think he does great things for the community. And he kind of has been the booking guy down there for a long time at Honky Tonk. Is that still the case?
I think he's kind of moved on from that role.
Okay.
But I know the owners there at those rooms pretty well, and they take care of us. But he was definitely one of the guys that helped us get a foot in the door in the scene, and when we started.
Well, if you're smart in St. Charles area, be friends with Anthony Russo.
No doubt.
That dude is connected and talented. He used to be a New York performing tap dancer, I believe. And he talked about how you do these shows, and he was 15 years old and wasn't old enough to be in the performance venue unless you're over 21. But they had to have a security person escort him around to make sure because he wasn't old enough. But I mean, that's when you have a passion. You start that young. That's where I kind of got into this with you a little bit. How did you have the affinity for music to begin with?
Well, my father was a musician, and he played in bands here in St. Louis and then out in Los Angeles. He was a singer and a bass player.
Really?
And he's actually done some shows with Clover, and we'll do some acoustic duo shows every once in a while, and it's a good time.
To perform with Dad. That's
He's
played some shows with him.
Yeah, he's a good musician.
Great guy.
Is he?
And anyway, so it's in the family, and it's always been something that I looked up to as a kid, and I'm glad that I get to do it now. Yeah.
Okay. And now, if Kris, you go back for a little bit further than that with us, because you and I are a couple of years older than this young gentleman here, but where to start for you also? I mean, and how to get specifically, my question for you might be, how did you specifically get into the banjo? I mean, that's kind of cool.
Like I said, I started when I was a teenager. A friend of the family gave me my first banjo. I moved out to Boulder, Colorado, early 2000s, and there was kind of like this bluegrass resurgence that was happening right after Brother Where Art Thou, and you know how that it happened every once in a while to come back around. I played with a couple of bands there, and then I moved to Nashville, Tennessee. I worked there for a while with a few bands, and then I hired on, took my position with Costco. I worked with them for about 20 years.
And look at you now, man. And you feel like you're a great place in life. I think
I am.
Don't we all just try to get to that great place in life? And you and I are kind of that age group where we're...
Yeah.
There are a lot of people I know that haven't gotten that great place in life, and they're my age or older.
We're pretty fortunate, aren't we?
Right? Yeah.
You know?
God blessed us with something, or however that works out. But you got there to... Kris is, I think, 37 years old or something like that. I don't know.
36.
36. Okay, sorry. But I mean, how cool is it to be in a position like this and got a youngster? I hate saying youngster, but a young guy like this who's going at it. I wish I'd have started doing following my passion when I was 29, right? But I didn't. I was doing it on the side. I started doing the Cardinal Cowboy thing when I was about 26, 25.
Well, this is one of the things that I always loved about Adam was his work ethic. You know, like I've done some management in music, and when you're dealing with musicians, it's tough, you know. And I like that he runs a pretty tight ship. Yeah.
Well, if you're going to be successful, that's cool. All right, man. You learn so much. I think I know Adam. Like you don't know anybody until you've gotten to know them for like 10 years, and you still find out crazy stuff you didn't know.
That's
Which
for
reminds me,
sure.
we talked about it in the first show that we were running, and then the computer crashed. The first time it's ever happened. I'm not wishing that to happen again. It will never happen twice. I just wished it to not ever happen twice. But my buddy Billy wrote a song, "Saving the World Long, sing his song. He's a St. Louis Cardinal Cowboy." I'm like, holy manoli, Billy! I didn't know you were that kind of a musician. I've known the dude for 15 years. Cool. We'll play that later for you guys. That's a different show. But music has such an impact on people. You decided, like, literally to go for it at your age. You talked about that, and I get confused. Did we talk? I don't want to double talk about what we talked about the first show when the show crashed. So, like I said before, I'm like, oh, did I ask that question earlier this show? I lose track. I'm getting old. But also, sometimes you obviously are going to say something a little different every time we ask a different question. But when you were doing your stuff, what was it that you're like? It was during that crazy time in our world, I like to say, and things had changed and things were getting shut down, and you're like, I'm going to take this path now.
Well, I'm a Lindenwood graduate, so I've been in St. Charles here for a while now, and after school, I took a job with Ecolab. I was a territory manager, sales position in South St. Louis, and I did that for a couple years. COVID happened, and I got laid off. Ended up moving back in with my parents, and I mean, when you're 26 years old, moving back in with your family after you've owned a house and stuff, you make some changes because, anyways, I've always loved music, and I saw that there was kind of a scene here in the area with venues, and I mean, part of it is you go out and listen to bands, and honestly, I heard some bands around town that I wasn't that impressed with, and I thought to myself, well, I could probably do that, and a year and a half later, I think we've put together a pretty good team, and I have a lot of fun. Sure beats working at Ecolab, and I tell you what, I think I work harder doing this whole band thing than I ever did with a corporate job. So my heart's in this. I know that it's easier to get motivated and get fired up for this because I really care about it.
I got the pencil here, and you just reminded me of another one. Sure beats working for a living.
Oh yeah.
Right, and the point there is because so he doesn't have to work hard. No, he works harder than ever from the work perspective, but he loves what he's doing.
Absolutely.
So it's not really work.
He says this at our shows all the time. We're blessed to be able to come out and do this every night.
I feel that,
we love, but don't think for a second that it's not work.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've hung out with some band guys. I've dabbled with starting a band back in the day. One of the best guitarists in St. Louis, and he's like, I go, am I that good of a singer? He goes, you're actually not that bad, because I think I'm terrible because I'm trying to be whatever. And he goes, no, you should hear some of the other bands, like you said. He goes, you're not bad, but we can make some fun. You got the Cardinal Cowboy thing going on, and then it became work, and I'm like, wait a minute, got to pay the bills. I'm probably not going to make this a full-time gig. I'm one that believes, tell me if you think this is true of a good way to succeed in life, work every minute you can. If you want to get ahead as quickly as you can. And that's like when I go out, I'm technically, they make the joke, my friends make the joke, hey everybody, Cardinal Cowboy out, he's just having fun. My friend's like, no dude, that dude's working. You don't realize. He's working with his camera, meeting people. I went to Honky Tonk the other night, met 2 business owners who want to be on my show. I mean, it's work all the time, but when you get to work all the time and do what you love, it's work. It'll go faster.
It's a mindset.
How often are you working?
Yeah, I mean, it's just about every day. I've got pretty much every Friday, Saturday, and Sunday playing at least once, sometimes maybe more than that, and then typically a show or 2 during the week. But we're working on writing. I'm meeting with venue owners and managing the band. So there's constantly work to be done. And I mean, if I have any kind of free time, I'm in my basement with a guitar, an amplifier, and I'm messing around, trying to learn new stuff, new songs. And the thing that I kind of get kicks off of is I'm constantly seeing improvement in my playing and my singing, the reaction from the crowd. So that's just a really motivating thing for me to stay fired up and stay after it when we're working hard.
I want to show a short clip. These guys have all the resources necessary. Website that's going to be launched shortly. How long till you got your website up?
I think it's ready to go now.
All right, cool. But it's the website domain name is there. It is cloverbandstl.com. Where did you get that domain name? Somebody
might have helped me out with that. Smart guy.
Maybe an IT guy with a web marketing background.
Yeah.
I love you, man. I just wanted to help you with that. That's cool. We
I
got
appreciate
that nailed
you.
down. We're gonna have his website up shortly. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's an easy one. I'm like, I got to take care of that right now. So we did. So that'll be coming up. And then if you look at all the rest of their social media, I'm going to put up here on the wall. We built the wall, everybody. 2 TV walls. On the wall over here next to the banjo master. That's Kris. He is, like, we call him the master because he teaches people how to play the banjo. You're not just a musician, you're a teacher. You're an educator. You empower people.
There he is right now playing some banjo.
But look at that video. I'm going to press my button here to show you. There he is. There it is live, everybody. The music is turned off because we don't know. If it's a cover band, we have to get approval from the band. As you're singing, that's a long process. But you can see what he's doing there to perform. And that's a good looking, that's your vertical shot instead of the horizontal way the camera is set. But that's the way a lot of phones are these days, so people do that a lot. But a minute 40 there, that's at the Honky Tonk St. Louis. You're playing, is that the downtown one?
We played down at the downtown one for New Year's Eve. That was a lot of fun.
It was a good show.
We're going to be down there.
You were there for the New Year's Eve?
Yeah, we had New Year's.
Way to go.
And then we also have a show. I want to say it's March 28th down there. I believe it's a Saturday night, and it's going to be the second Cardinals home game. So I'm sure that somebody else will be downtown for that.
Cardinal Cowboy may or may not be there. I did not miss a game last year. I went to 81 games.
I was going to ask how many games you go to in the season.
I only went to 81, but that's all there were. Plus, because we didn't make the playoffs. And that's rare. They're going to be back in the playoffs. I'm not going to guarantee that, but pretty good chance. There's a 1 in 5 chance because that's how they've got 5 teams in the division.
Central, right?
Yeah, I mean, Busch Stadium provides a great atmosphere for connectivity and meeting people and doing all that. We went to some spring training games last year, actually, too, so I went to more than 81 games. But, I mean, boy, how many people do you get to meet going down and doing that kind of fun community stuff? And you're playing at the band at whatever venue. What's your favorite venue to play at that you played for?
You're putting us on the spot.
I don't want to put you on the spot, but I mean,
well, my favorite venue, every Sunday you can find me down on Main Street at the Midwestern. So come on down, 7 to 11. We got live music at Little Nashville and the Honky Tonk, 6 to 10. And then at 7 o'clock, Fazio and Friends at the Midwestern every Sunday, 7 to 11. We played till midnight last week because it was pretty rowdy in there. They got awesome staff in there, awesome food. And then we bring a good time with the music. So come hang out with us, guys.
All right, so look on the wall behind me because there's not just information all over websites and YouTube. There's also this little thing called Facebook. Here's their Facebook page, everybody. Check out the band. We're on the More page. Let's go to the posts. But look at that. You got some cool images. They look good on the wall behind us, but now you see what we have up on the wall. That's their Facebook page. I click on posts again. Double click. There we go. Come on, there it is. But look at all the information. The phone number that's on the screen here for you, too, also. If you can see there, but I'll keep that up for a second. But lots of good information about the guys here. Fun events. Is this one you wanted to talk about? We got up on the wall behind everybody there? What was going on here? What's going on?
Well, if you'd like and follow us on our social media, I mean, I'm on there just about every day, making sure we're keeping you all up to date about our latest shows. In February here, we're going to be all over. Cape Girardeau on the 1st, at the Honky Tonk on Main Street a couple times. The Midwestern, we're going to be doing a Friday night show with the full band on the 28th. We're at Fast Eddie's. We're down in Cape and up in Quincy, Illinois, doing a show at a place called the Rodeo. So we're trying to take this thing from kind of a local band to more of a regional thing.
We got Memorial down at the lake.
Yeah, we're going to be down at the Lake of the Ozarks coming up for St. Patty's Day next month. So we're all over the place. You know, we're trying to do at least 1 or 2 out-of-town shows each month and try to kind of show our brand and what we're doing to the region.
Well, I wanted to put up on the wall also. This is a cover, one of my favorite all-time songs in the history of the planet. And is this Take It Easy, the Eagles?
One of my favorite songs. That was the first song I ever learned how to play on guitar.
He makes me work on that song.
Take it easy.
Right there, Kris is doing the outro solo. I don't know if you can see that. He is burning it up. There's a
lot of people don't know on that song. You know, it's called Take It Easy. The banjo, when it comes in at the end of the song, is playing that in cut time, so it's twice as fast. What do you think?
The rest of the band.
Really?
Yeah. So
okay, these are the technical.
What is it? What do you think that like probably 140?
I don't know nothing about that.
Yeah, the tempo
it's fast.
The tempo is probably
beats
like
per second or minute?
per minute. It's probably about 140 beats per minute, and I'm playing it at 280. It's about as fast as I can. It's about as fast as these old fingers will move.
He gets moving.
They make this playing music thing look easy. Take it easy. Oh, take it easy. Can I sing with you?
Hey, we're going to need you to do some harmonies on that next time.
Take it easy. I can't do the high stuff, but I can do the mid. What do they call that?
The low harmonies, yeah, he's probably perfect for that.
Baritone.
Yeah, baritone.
Take it easy. You guys are amazing. So, we've got 3 minutes left here. It goes fast when we're having fun.
Oh, yeah.
I got to ask Kris a couple more questions, just because. I mean, come on, man. Where's this thing going to go? You guys going to get nationally? You've already done it. You've already been there. How cool can this be?
We got to write some
The
songs.
sky's the limit, you know. I just enjoy performing. I know that I see the work that this guy's putting in it, and I don't think there's any way that good things couldn't come out of it, you know.
Oh man, another one there, ladies and gentlemen. They're getting all my favorites. I don't know if I've ever talked about this one, but there's no way for you to fail unless you quit, because if you never quit, you're going to end up somewhere. It may not be where you intended originally, but it'll be where God wanted you, and it will work because you wouldn't have ended up there otherwise. So the only way you're going to fail is if you quit. True? Does this make sense?
True.
Amen.
You
I
buying
like that.
Am I just a TV marketing guy?
I'm picking up what you're putting down.
It's a life thing, right? These guys are helping us understand that, and you do it with music. Outside of when you were consulting the world on my little TV show, we get to bring the attention for good things, right?
Yeah, we sure do appreciate you having us
Absolutely,
on here, though,
yes.
man.
Yep.
Well, I pick my kiss carefully because you're good people, and those are the people we want on the show. Every musician is a good person in general. Like, we all go through problems and things and all kinds of craziness, and so we do the best that we can. Some people have harder hurdles to overcome than others, depending on what life threw at them. But if you keep plugging, I promise you, you will get there. See how I did that with the rings? You will get there. Well, that's awesome. Thanks you guys for coming here to talk about your band and your excitement. And Nick, so you got 40 different shows coming up. You already booked out 40 dates.
We've got just about every weekend next year, Friday and Saturday, and Sundays at the Midwestern. The band's going to be rocking and rolling next year. This year. Come and join us, guys. Like and follow us. And just want to say, hey, we're really lucky to know you, Carter, and be part of whatever thing you got going on here. We're really lucky to be part of it. So thanks for having us.
Well, like I said, I get to my little world with the little piece that I control. I want to put on the people that are doing good things and making the world a better place. And
Well, appreciate you.
it's pretty cool to have a guy like Kris. Literally, I mean, thank you, sir, for taking the time also. Because we kind of added you in here last minute, but
yeah.
man,
I was
guy's a
glad to
legendary
do this. I'm glad to do this.
legendary banjo master. If you want to
This is
learn how
not
to play
self-proclaimed.
if you want to play the banjo, got to get into the band.
Banjo master.
He teaches lessons. Look him up there. You can get a hold of Kris, and you teach people lessons.
Yeah, I do.
Get paid to do that. You do it for incredible. I can tell you, you just love doing it. So.
I love teaching, man. I love teaching.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, stay tuned for more. It's your little Castle Schmuck. Giddy up.